Okay, in this session, you will be see that after implementing the ML API, how to publish it at API and how to design the API portal, and then once you complete the ML file, you can download it and you can use it in your Anypoint Studio to generate the flows and extend it. And we had already done that in Anypoint Studio. So after this. In API API manager, then we will go to that Anypoint Studio and then we'll extend the flows and we'll do different kind of transformations like JSON to Java, XML to Java. So such kind of transformations we will do that, and then we will see that scatter gather patterns. Okay. So in the last session, what we have seen what is an Anypoint platform and what is API manager, a runtime manager. So these are all the kind how to create an Anypoint account. So such kind of things we have already seen that, and now we are in API manager. We are exploring API manager now. Okay, later we will see that each and everything, and we had already seen Exchange. It is a It has a lot of templates and examples which you can use at any point of time, and you can download it and you can explore more on that. And API Manager, it is used to build, design your API and publish the APIs. So we have built one API, it's Flights API, and the version is 1.0. Now I'm just going to click on that existing API. If you see that there are three tabs: API definition, API portal, and API status. So API definition is completed. That's what it is showing, that right tick mark, and API portal and API status it was not completed. It's not showing the tick mark. So if you want to go and edit that API designer, you can still go to that. You can have feasibility to edit that code. Okay. Did I not save the code? Okay. So this is my API. So basically you can have some base URI to do the mocking. Later you will change this base URI to your appropriate URI. Okay. I think we had implemented something, right? We have taken two more resources tags. Here we can, right? And then the same level there is United resource to get the United flight airline in flights available information. So whenever you see such kind of error, it's mainly indentation problem. Just select the and give one tab. And one more is delta. Okay. Now you can paste and do the indentation. So you can just press Ctrl S, so your file will be saved. Otherwise you lost that. Okay. Now besides that, you can see that resources, how it's got generated. You can see that American flights, United, Delta flights, how it's got generated. Okay, and also if you want to implement some kind of query parameters on top of this, let's say whenever I pass the flights, I want to pass some airline information as well. Instead of going to here as a query parameter, I want to pass it. Then you can also have some query parameters. So if you okay. So since we already had some flows implemented in any point studio like this, first we will take this raml file and we will extend the flows. Okay, now I will show you that how to publish this API. So in this raml we already seen that how to mock that. This is you can see the mock service. Okay, it is already on. So if you see the raml file, you can see little bit change when you select that on. If you just click this, you can see that there is a base URI got added, right? This is the base URI which you can while doing the mock test, it will be add like that. So you can also test it from here. You can give you a try button, click on the try button, and just click on the test. Get, you can see something like this. Okay, and if you want to add example on top of this, so how to add example code. So I think we already had some services running, right? So you can take that and add some example there also. Let me make it run and get some example code. It's running. You can see that console. It's in there. Well, it's going to deploy in the Mule server. Once it deploys, it will also open the API Kit console for you. Okay. So this I'm just running to get some sample code, which I can include in my YAML file. Okay. So let me just have this some sample code. We'll take it to instead of one. Okay, now I want to include the sample code here. Sorry, here is my YAML. Yeah, here is my YAML. And if you see here, press tab, you can see an example, right? Just give one pipe symbol here, and then press enter, then just paste it. So give some indentation. Okay, I think now it's good. Right? So this is some example. If you want to add it, you just take the response of how it is coming from that, and you just take that example and you can keep it here, so that whoever doing some mocking test or whoever directly seeing this API portal, if they want to see that how that API is behaving, what type of request we are sending, what type of response we are getting back. They can see that instead of going back and see the, I mean, just for documentation purpose, they can see what is the exact request we are passing and what is the format, how the response will look like. So you can easily show that. So since we are implemented under flights, we'll see that how it works. So if you just click on get, so you can see that some response back as a body, right? And this this is a JSON format message. Since we haven't added any example code, if you try to test it American or any other service, you will see some empty. See, Ramel had no response information for application JSON. So if you add something there also, you can see that same response back. Okay, while doing some documentation, it's best practice to have some example code here. Okay, so now my API designing is done. I think since I can add the code remaining place also, but we are going to implement in some other way by doing changes, RAML optimization. So that I'm keeping in one place only. I'm not going to add it. Okay, I will show you that how it looks. So once it is done, let's just save the code. Control S. Okay. You can again go back to the API manager. Hope you all are practicing along with me. So that will be helpful for you. Okay, once it is done, next go to the API portal. Okay, now API portal is there, right? So now click on the create new portal. This is publishing an API portal. So now there is nothing is here. So you just try to click this. Yeah, you can select the API references. So you can see that what are the API you have implemented, right? And for that you can see that RAML root URL also. And you can download that API definition from here as well. Okay, so this is called the API portal, and you can see live portal, something like this. So if you click on that live portal, you can see the API portal. You can come back from here also as well. Okay, but you can also change some theme backgrounds, and also you can set it here if you want to change it. Okay, so you can see the background color. So there are some sort of settings if you want to, if you really want to, your API look something different, you can set some colors and you can see that. Okay, and text colors and button, everything you can do it. And if you want to add some logo for your API, so by company name or company logo or whatever it is, you can add logos as well. Okay, and you can see that the private and public, you can have some security by doing this private and security, and public also you can make it right. So if you click on this, it will convert into public photo. You see that the color got changed, right? So whatever the color you have selected, it is showing here. Again, you can see here your API portals and all your API portals under this. Okay, in your applications. Okay, one second. Yeah. So now it is opening properly because you need to select here set visibility. So then you can see your complete API as API portal, live portal. When you click on the live portal, the live portal will be look like this. Okay. And if you want to change logos and if you want to set something, anything you can do it. As I said, there are some themes here. This you can set it your color, everything. So you can see on top of how it will look once you change the colors, right? And text color also you can change it something. You can see on top of that. Okay. And if any images you can add it here. And just click on update, and then if you go back and refresh it, so the background color and the what color text color got changed. Okay, it's got updated and you can see that API portal. Okay, this is called API portal, how to publish it and how to design and how to publish it. Okay, now once it is done, what is next step? Inside the API manager, you have completed two steps, right? One is designing your API and the second one is designing API portal. API design is done and then API portal is completed. What is the last step? API status. So it's a configuring the endpoint. So far we have used some base URI and that is so we haven't set any API URI, right? So if you click on this configure endpoint, you can see that it is showing that RAML endpoint or base endpoint anything. Okay, you can select anything here. So you can set that either it is a RAML or HTTP URL or WSDL URL. Okay, if you are setting some HTTP, saying that HTTP URL, it will be here like some. So I'm keeping as a REST, so I'm keeping this RAML URL only. Okay, and you can change this one as well. Instead of this, you can give it whatever name you want it. So we'll give something like this. Okay. So once you're done changes, you just click on save and deploy. So if you'll ask which environment you are going to deploy your service. So we have only one environment, right? Production. So it's get automatically went there. Okay. Now you can see that API status how it is. Okay, you can use the same view configuration details. So this is my API implementation looks like this. Okay, https www.sound.com API/version and API gateway, and it goes to the API client. API client is I mean, it's like either your mobile or your laptop, whoever it is interacting. So the request will come to the API gateway, and then it comes to the actual API which you have implemented. So the request will be like this, and the response will go like this. So any doubts so far? You can give the same here. Let's save it and go to API manager. Okay. So is everything clear, or any doubts? Let me know if you have any doubts. Okay, that's great. Questions? Okay, what we will do, so API design is done using the API manager, right? So now by using this API, I want to connect to the backend systems. As I said, you can implement API there, but that doesn't have any API portal or the API configuration settings and all, right? If you are implementing in API Studio, you don't have that. So you can start building whenever you are doing some API design, or if your customer asking create an API for my backend systems or for my services available. So you can start using this API manager, and you complete your API building. So it is like a 3 steps process. First designing your API, and then building your API portal, and then doing the API status configurations. Okay. So once it is done, you can download that as a zip file, or any, you can simply take the YAML file also. So this is the YAML file, right? So if you, there's a project, yeah, export files, right? Any changes, you just save it. Otherwise, you can just export this or download as a zip. Okay, it's got just saved, right? Flights API version 1.0.0. So take this API.raml, and then just go to your AnyPoint Studio. Okay. So now if you go to the flights API, and then what is that? API, right? Go to here. Let me remove this. Yeah. So just copy this, and then you can paste it here directly. Once you have your YAML in your hand in your studio, just right click and then generate the flows. Okay. So we have already done this step to generate the flows by using the flights API. Okay. So this is our API which we already designed here. So I'm going with this same API only. Okay. I'm just keeping this aside. Okay. Since both the YAMLs are having the same information, we haven't done any changes. Okay. So let's go to the flights API.xml file. Okay, this is the flights API.xml. So we have already implemented this, and we were able to connect to different kind of systems. I already database jar files you require or Java file. I shared the student files, right? You can see that I shared already. Did you check your mail? Already shared the student files. So in that you can see that list of jar files and as well as, let me open and show you what I had shared. All of you go and download that student file which I already sent you. But it's not working. Okay, we'll see that. Okay. Okay, if it's not working, we'll check it one more time. Okay. And these are the jar files you need to add whenever you are using some ActiveMQ connector or any SQL connector, something like that. Okay. And there are some Java files also required which we are going to use it going forward to complete this training. Okay. And then there are some resources this also we'll be using, and schemas and examples also we will use. For that I sent already this student files. Okay, if you are facing any issues, we'll see that after the class. If we are facing issue, just wait. Let me know so that I can fix it. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. So we already done this API implementation and then flows extending to the flows to the backend systems. So there we have, as I said, there are three different kind of airlines we are going to connect: American Airlines, Delta Airlines, and United Airlines. And the three airlines has a different kind of approach to interact with their system. So American Airlines has given a database credentials, and because they stored all the information inside the database, and they exposed to the end systems with the database configuration only. And then Delta Airlines, it is like a web service. They expose their system as a web service, and we consume that web service, and we are getting all the flights available information. And then there is a United Airlines, and in that airlines they exposed it as a RESTful web service, and we consume that RESTful web service, and we were able to get the response back, right? And let's check one more time whether everything is working as we expecting. So this is American Airlines I'm sending. So if you see that it is the request coming here and going there. And then after the American Airlines, what is that? United Airlines. Okay, this is also working fine. And one more is, what is that? Delta. Hmm, what is this? This is not working. Started when using type access method. Okay, maybe I did some changes here. Delta Airline, right? Okay. So anyhow, it will work. I will not keep this. So we have three airlines. I'm going to extend this. I'm going to use the transformations. So for that I deleted it. Okay. So in these three, what I'm trying to do, first of all, I want to combine this instead of showing each and everything as individual response back. I want end user able to click just a flights button. That's it. He wants he needs to go that flights API, and then he needs to just click search button. Then he could able to see all the flights available information combined from the American, Delta, and United Airlines. That is what my requirement. So how can I achieve that requirement, right? So For that, what I need to do, if you see that the format which we are receiving from the American and Delta, which we mentioned that JSON format, right? So this is JSON, and here also it is JSON. So now I want to convert everything into one format. Okay, uh, and if you see that the parameters also different. This is has a plain type code to some from airport, everything, and this one has something different, American Airlines. So the field names also different, right? This is also American. Okay, let's click. Yeah, the field names also different. Here it is origin, destination, departure date, airline name, plane type, like that. But if you see here, it is different from airport, takeoff date to airport, something like that. So I don't want to see this different kind of parameter names. I want to have some predefined structure, and I need to convert everything into that predefined structure. Okay. So if you go and see that you have one Java file in your student files. Okay, go to your student files, and you can see a Java component, right? So what you need to do, you just need to copy this and paste it under this. Okay, copy entirely that folder, com folder, and paste it in your solution. Then you can see a Java class. So let's have a look how this Java class designed. So we have given some names, flight code, origination, available seats, departure date, airline name, destination price, plane type. So we have taken that. These are the parameters we are receiving from the different kind of airline systems, right? So we will convert all into this format, and this is my Java class. Okay, there's nothing much in this, but just a simple Java class. Just use the take this Java class and copy paste it here. Okay, so once you've done that, just go to your flights API and check transform component. It's a transform message. There will be a transform message component. Drag and drop after your web service consumer in Delta flow. Okay, we'll do one by one. Okay, now you can see that there is a left side, it's got auto populated with all the elements, because since we are using the web service consumer. Okay, after the web service consumer, if you are placing transform component, it will auto load your response from the web service format. Okay, this is called the data sensor. We call it as a data sensor. When something auto load, auto populate information, that's called the data sensor. So this data sensor is enabled for web service consumer and database consumer. So whenever you use a web service consumer or database component, after that if you are using a transform component, the data sense will work, and then it will show you the response as, I mean, one of the format, the source or destination, wherever you are using. Now, what is the format which I want to convert? I want to convert it as a Java format, right? And then the Java format, I have a class. Let me delete this, I think. Okay, let me add this. Okay, so what is that? Flights. I will give the flights. Create a type. So what is the type? It is a Java class, right? And it is a collection type. I want to load it. because I'm going to get as a collection, not a single record, right? I want to read the collection of records from the airline system. So select the collection instead of a single Java object. Select the collection. Under the collection, what is the Java object you selected? So my object is flight. So you can see that it will automatically loaded that flight Java. If it is not loaded, you just type it flight, so it will show you. Okay. Once it is selected, just click on the select. Now you can see that at the output side also I got the information, right? Now my intention is I want to transform all the source fields to the destination field. So when you want to transform source to destination, take the root elements here. Okay, this is the root element here, and in this is the root element. Both are list format, list XML format this is, and this is a list and Java format. Okay, just click on the root element, hold the shift. Okay, hold the shift and then drag onto the root element in the output. That's it. Okay, so wherever the element name matches, it will automatically do the mapping. Okay, wherever it has the same naming, source and destination, it will do the auto mapping for you. You don't need to do anything. Okay, so this code is called the data wave language. Then the code which auto generated is called the wave language. And wherever the fields got missed, you can do a manual drag and drop. So the code to flight code, and then empty seat to available seats. Okay, and then what is next? Origin to origination. That's it. I think we mapped all the fields, right, from source to the destination. And if you see the data wave language, just try to understand where we use this map in our if you have a collection of elements, you want to iterate it and map it to the destination, then it will be, you need to use a map. Okay, so this is for iteration. Each and every record it will iterate and it will create a mapping for the new record. Okay, so your mapping is done for the delta flow. You can see that whether it is working, which one we implemented. It is delta flow, right? Yeah, now your delta flow also working, and the format, if you see that whatever the name, field names we have given, those field names you are able to see that. So in that Java class, how you designed the same way, you can see the field names, right? So what is that? Flight code, origination, available seats, and departure date, airline name, destination, okay, price, plane time. So the same order you are able to see that, and same field names also. Okay, but actually the field names which we are receiving from the delta is different, right? What are that? The field names are different. The attribute names are field names. They are like airline name, code, departure date. Some of the fields code, here it is a code only, but we are getting the proper. We changed it to the flight code. Okay, this is the transformation, and for doing this transformation we use the transform message component, and we have seen that this is data wave language. Once you drag and drop, the data wave language got generated, and you can do some sort of editing if you want it. Okay, and for if any constant values you want to add it, you can remove this and you can use some constant value. Okay, now let's do the same thing for the remaining also. Why we are converting all this into same format? Because I want to merge it all the three and then show it as a single response. So it must be in a same format, right? Now we'll do for United. Now let's click on the transform component. Now if you see that now there is no input has auto loaded because this is just HTTP connector. Wherever you are using a database or web service consumer, the data sense will work and you can see some input auto loaded. But here it is a HTTP connector. You cannot see that what response is coming. Okay, so we know that what response we are getting from the HTTP connector, we already know that, right? So store that response in some JSON format. Okay, so where is that United? Yeah. So this is the format you are receiving, right? So take this and store it into some JSON format. So I already did that, and I have in that XML student files you already have that. If you go to that schema and examples, United Flights example, right? So just click on open and see that whether it is same or not. Okay, so it's the same only flights, airline, price, everything. Okay, the same what we got, it is same only, right? So now what you just take this one and you can add it there. So define metadata. So payload metadata, you need to tell that what is the input format I'm going to receive to do the transformation. So what is the input for this transformation? The response of the United service. Let me change this name. Instead of HTTP United Airlines. Okay, I will get the response of the United Airlines. So I need to take that as a input for my transformation and then convert that into the my Java code. So I already know the destination, right? So let's use that same. So if you already define that Java code, you can see that exists. Second time you don't need to define it. Just click on that. So my destination format also I know that. Now what is my payload, source payload? So just click on this. Okay, what is this? United, right? Just give some naming here. And what is the format I'm going to I'm receiving from the United? It is a JSON format, right? You're receiving the JSON format response. If you see that this is the JSON format response. So select the JSON format and are you going to prepare this from schema or example? I have example only, I don't have schema. So I'm taking the example. So where is that your example? So I already stored in some location and then I'm referring that example. Okay, United Flights example. Okay, let's select this and then select. Correct. Now you have your source and destination. So this is the response which we are receiving from the United Airlines format. There is a list of JSON elements. So here it is showing list because we are getting a list of records. So this is one record and this is another record. So to store this, it is a list of flights information, right? Flights and list of JSON format. Again same, hold shift, okay, drag and drop the root element to the destination root element. So your data view language will get created and then Okay, whatever the fields already mapped, I mean same with the same name fields, we will get map out of it. Now remaining fields you can do it manually. So origin goes to the origination. Code should be flight code. Empty sheets, available seats. Right? It is done. So now your code is rebuilding that and then it will be deployed. So once it is deployed, you can see that started app and then go to here and again just test the United Airlines. Now you can see that all the names, field names got changed. Previous it was code, now it's got changed. Flight code and origination. Previous it was origin, right? So if you see that this format and American airline format, what is that American airline format? Yeah, I think this is not. Yeah. So this one, so which one we change? American we haven't changed, right? Yeah. For American and if you see that this one and this one, United and airline, only two formats are same. What is that? United and Delta formats. Both has the same structure. But American Airlines has a different field names, code to airport takeoff, something like that. So now you need to convert this, you need to transform this to the same Java code. So for that what you have to do? You have to use one transform component after the American database. So as I said, data sense working here also, a list of map coming here and it will show you the source input fields, all the input. Now you need to add simply the destination format which you want to convert. So that we already know that we are going to convert into a flights class, flights Java class, right? And then select here. Okay, and you have your source and you have your destination format. Now you need to transform your data from the source to the destination. So hold the shift key, hold your shift key, and then drag and drop root element, root tag. Remember that you need to do that on root tag. So there are only some fields matched, and it's got so to airport is what is that? Origination, right? It should be origination, and we'll take code 2 only instead of, because if you see that code 2 has that information, code 1 has nothing. So we'll map code 2 only. We're not going to take the code 1, right? And then what is that? Takeoff date. Takeoff date is departure date from airport. From airport, sorry, I think origination is wrong, right? You can also do changes here also. If you put after payload.0, just put dot, you can see all the field names. So origination is from airport. Okay. So from airport is done. Now to airport is goes to the destination. And then what is another field? Available seats. Seat available goes to available seats. Okay. Now it is done. Right. Okay, now my application got enabled and restarted, and then I can go and test American Airlines how it is. Oops, some error saying that cannot convert none to number. So I think some records we are getting as a none, which you feel that. What is that field name? It is seats availability. Seats availability, available seats. 1 second guys, I will be back. Okay guys. So seats availability, this is the one, right? So we need to write some condition here, right? So whenever the null values coming, we need to handle that null values. So what we say that set payload 01 dot seats availability. Okay, unless unless payload available seat availability is equal to, is not equal to null, right? Not equal to null. Okay, it's not equal to null. Otherwise, what we say that it should be some zero. Otherwise, it should be zero only, right? If it is null, we will say we will display zero only. Let's see. We did something to handle null. Yeah. Now we got some response back, right? So this is for American Airlines, right? So now once you have all the three airline information in the proper format, you have everything in proper format, same format. Now you want to combine this in a single format. When I click flights, I need to get that. So I'm going to extend my YAML API. Where is my API? This is my flights API, right? So in that, what I'm going to do under the flights, I'm going to add get. Okay, that means when I click on a fly under flights get directly, I need to get all the flights information instead of going to American Delta everything. Okay, so that I'm adding here. Okay, so I just added here and then I can again regenerate it. It will not disturb your code. Just go to on flights api.raml, select Mule and then generate flows from raml. Okay, now you can see there is one more flow should get generated, right? What is that? Yeah, here. So in this flow, what I want to do, I want to call all the three flows and match it. So for that, how can I do that? There is a gather, scatter gather. Sends the same message to the multiple message process or outbound. What is that? Outbound endpoints in parallel. So parallelly, you can hit multiple So this we don't require, right? Just default one, so you can delete this set payload. Now use a flow reference. How many flow references we need? We need 3 flow references because I want to call 3 airline services, right? Use the flow reference. Okay, that flow reference, just double click and go and select your each and every flow. So I want to collect the information from the American Airlines flow. Okay, then I want to collect the information from the Delta Airlines flow, which I already implemented. So I'm just referencing the existing flow only. Okay, from the scatter gather. So what will happen when you are hitting flights get directly, the cursor will come here, the pointer will come here, and it will hit each and every service. So when you hit this flow reference component, where it will go? It will go to the each and every flow. It will go and execute and get the response from this service, right? So for that we are using the flow reference component. So delta is done, and one more is, what is that? United. That's it. Okay, and also if you want to keep it some logger, you can keep after this. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, so now you go and see that. So what is your endpoint this time? Is it United American or something else? No, it's just flights endpoint. I'm not going to hit any specific American or United Delta. I want to get all the flights information, so that I'm hitting the endpoint flights. So in this case, what I'm expecting, second. So is there anything wrong in our RAML? Okay, I think we need to do some restart because we did some change in the RAML, right? Let's stop it and start it again. Shall I run it in debug mode and show you that how it is? I will do that. You can put some breakpoint here. Yep. Now you go here, go to the postman and try to hit the flights. Now it came, right? So only the restart will do the trick, because we did some change in the RAML, right? So you need to do terminate and restart your instance also. So instead of going to the American and other flow, it directly go to I mean get flights flow. It directly came to the get flights flow. Okay, and now what will happen? Just observe here. Go to your Mule debugger. Just click next. So now what is doing? This is the flow reference component. It is hitting the get flights American flow. Okay, so and then get flights delta. Actually this work parallel way. Okay, it will not wait for this flow reference completely and then come to the next flow reference. It will not do like that. So each and every flow will do parallel work only. See, it came to the flights API. and also it came to the Delta APIs. As I said, it worked like a parallel. It will not see parallel. One component, after that one component, another flow. It is working like that. Okay. Now I got all the information from the three, and my payload, if you see that, there are three different things, right? Now you just click next. Now you can go back and see your data. You can see that three different kind of data. So now you see that this is American Airline, and this is Delta, and this is United. But this is not in looks like it's not in proper format, right? Now what you need to do, you need to add one transformation here. Just add one transformation, and nothing much you need to do. Just make it proper. Flatten payload. So it will give you the proper format. Now go back here and hit them one more time. Now since it is in debug mode, it's got stuck here. So I need to do next. So now you can see that how many records and how the format it is. Okay. Now we have all the information in single record, single set. Correct. Now if you want to do some, what is that, order by something like that, you can add here order by, what do you say, price. We'll do order by price, because if you see that what is the price, 541 here and 300 here, so price wise also it is not in order currently. Now what you are doing by setting that order by price, so your request response will come like the response will be in a sorted order. Okay, now it is running. Now I'm just removing my toggle breakpoint. I don't want to do anything here. Now if you see that the price is 142 and then 199 and then 200, 234, right? Now it is got sorted in proper order. And you can see different kind of airlines. This is Delta. Like that, you can observe the airline name also, American Airlines, you can see here, right? And United also there, United, Delta, American. Okay, so different kind of airlines also we can see here. Okay, so this is what today class, and let me just give you overview on that what we learned today. So first we have seen that Anypoint platform API manager. Inside that API manager, how to design the RAML API, and once we design the RAML API, how to publish a API, and how to set the endpoint configurations. So once we have done that endpoint configurations, we have downloaded the RAML file, and then we use the same RAML file inside that Anypoint Studio and extended the flows to the backend system, so to invoke the backend system and do the transformation and get the response back from the actual database system and RESTful and airline systems connection. So we made connection to the actual systems, and we got the response back from 3 airline systems. After we got the 3 airline systems response, what we did a transformation, because I want a response in a single format from the 3 different airline system. So to achieve that requirement, I made a transformation and converted into the same format as a Java component. For that, we designed a Java component, okay, and we converted all the responses to the same format, same Java format. So once we got the response from the same format of response from the 3 different airline systems, so we have added another flow that is called the get flights. Okay, we did change in YAML file by adding the get method under the flights. So this automatically get generate one more flow inside your flights the API.xml, and we extended that flow by using the scatter gather. So scatter gather, what it will do, it will collect information from the multiple systems and then combine and it will give it to you. That is the scatter gather. Okay, if you see that the symbol also many to one, many requests will combine into the one. So we use the flow reference component to call the existing get flights American flow and get flights Delta flow and get flights United flow. So we got all the responses from these flows, and then we did some little modification to make it in proper way by doing order by and flatten the message. Okay, hope you enjoyed today's session, and this is what today. Tomorrow we will see that next session. Uh, After that, APIs inside that, what we can do more on that. Okay, thank you so much. This.